Hello, and this is the abbreviated version of the Cyclic Warrior Primal Warrior caster build for Endgame Stranger Paradise. And there's going to be a link to the full version of this. So, no explanations. Cyclic Warrior 600%, Black Mage 600%, Void Knight 600%, Summoner 600%, Dragoon 400%, Samurai 120%, but Evoker 120%, and you don't have to have Sage, but Sage 120%. Across our gear, so damage dealt Soul of Chaos, Intellect, Action Ability, MP cost, Remove, and then trying to get enough status ailment resistance to get 100%. Uh, during Lightbringer, damage dealt on the leftover pieces, and then whatever you want on that other um, the other slot next to damage dealt. I chose Phoenix just to revive quicker in case I do get killed. And I have the Lionheart accessory, and I happen to have, because it's the endgame version, Bahamut and Leviathan to make this all work. Leviathan being very key to make this work. Using Teleport for survival, Lunatic for the attack speed, Dimension Bringer, even though I might not end up doing that, and Barrage just for the extra damage. Second job, Monk, I have, at the very least, I have Red Mage 250% to reduce the charge time, Samurai 250% for the damage boost, Gambler 120% for MP recovery. I'm sorry, no explanations. Let's keep going. Keep this video short. And then the Summoner 120%. And then I also have enough to do the Lightbringer spam. Across my gear, I have improved effect focus, Lightbringer duration, buff duration, carbuncle for the luck, and then I might have a mix of improved effect barrage, that could have been bravery, just don't do summon Tachi, and then I do have luck here, and then I also have a charge time reduction focus, and then I happen to have Leviathan Primary Blessing, and I'm using the Water Prayer or the Lump of Pure Envy for the Inky Envy, and I have that on the first slot in order to do more damage. On my allies, I have Liberator 600% to share stats, and then they're being stat sticks by just skyrocketing their intellect through Sage and Black Mage. And then for survival, they have Lionheart, and then across their gear, they have Lightbringer duration, Intellect, Spirit, and Remove, where I could find it almost across every single piece of gear. Uh, and I don't care whether or not they get afflicted with a status ailment as long as they're alive sharing their stats with me. And once they're dead, I don't get stats. Um, but that's why we have Phoenix to use a potion for free. Uh, so Sophia on Sage so that she's giving Intellect and Spirit, and then Ash on Tyrant to also give Intellect and Spirit. Jed on Ninja would have been fine. Looking at our master points for a moment, we have Intellect maxed out, Cyclic Warrior Job affinity, Spirit just as a bonus, helping out with status ailment accumulation through that. Uh, Leftover Soul Shield damage dealt, but most important here is increased MP limit boost rate and action ability MP cost, and just enough status ailment resistance to get to 100%. Looking at our monk, we have the luck being the big thing here, and then Lightbringer duration, Soul Shield, MP recovery, just enough, and increase MP limit boost rate, those being the big ones in order to do a Lightbringer spam or Dimension Bringer if we really need to. For the trials for this next part, just so that the video doesn't, well, we're going to fight just one boss so that the video doesn't go on too long. Um, but just know that in the Rift, you would have the monsters that bring out your intellect, so the horse and the flying eye, and then you'd have the behemoth, just to get the damage dealt to bosses, the soul shield MP recovery, and some other stuff. I'm sorry, not the explanation video. Keep going. And then you might have Coral, just sorry, for monster quest efficiency, and then you might have the bomb for damage dealt stuff. Now I'm going to just try to do a chain cancel here with focus, and I might have to touch the cubes because it's the world map, but the hope is that I don't have to. And it does take longer because we have trials. But for the most part, I'm going to try to do a lunatic and a barrage. Um, the Dimension Bringer was to just recover some MP there. And I'm on my job. And I'm trying to not die. But you can tell that that was a bit stressful. And if the enemy attacked any faster, that would have been an issue. I did do Inky Envy before the phase change, so that this phase goes a little bit faster. I do have a Phoenix in case I absolutely do die. And, whoops. It would help if I get the correct thing going. And for the most part, that's how combat might go, is that you do need to dodge out of the way of the chain attacks, like Tri-Disaster, Dimension Zero, Octobreak. Um, you need to avoid those due to the enemy attack deplete buffs. That is extremely dangerous. But all the attack speed that we have going on, with our job action, making sure we're doing Earthquake or Tsunami, one of those two, uh, refreshing all the buffs and just doing a lot of damage. Now, I realize I might have skipped something, but in terms of longer explanations, that's where the the 1 hour video with the timestamps will come in. But I hope this gives like a rough idea of how Cyclic Warrior and as a caster build might work for endgame. Um, I'm sorry, let me just look at our stats one more time just because I don't think I flashed that by. So, whoops. Oh my gosh, Ben, come on. Keep this under 10 minutes. Uh, so just our stats. And just for reference, our monk, the most important thing being at the bottom, but also Lightbringer duration and some stuff in between. But yeah, hope that helps.